Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. When I was in college, I was applying for ML internships and jobs. I was making same mistake again and again. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about the mistakes you are making while applying for jobs and internship and how to differentiate yourself from other candidates. So let's get started. You know what most people do while applying for jobs? They just go to platforms like LinkedIn, find a job. Hey, this just looks like I might be the fit. They hit apply, they update a resume, and they got an email. Okay, hey, we'll look into your resume and come back to you. Maybe one day later, you get a rejection that, hey, we are moving forward with other candidates, etc., etc., etc. So this is how generally applying on platforms like LinkedIn goes. I personally feel that applying through these job platforms is a lottery game, and they just put your application in a pile of thousand application, and then they just randomly pick five of them and just basically ask them interview and select it randomly. It's not good for them. It's not good for candidates, but it still happens. It's the system. So what can you do to get around the system and get the job that is right for you? The fundamental factor that can differentiate you from other candidates is proof of work. If you go out and build stuff and showcase your projects, then people will actually recognize you. So let's take an example. So let's say you are in field of machine learning and you are learning some algorithm. So what you can do is just go ahead on platform and say, hey, I'm starting to learn this. This is the day one, and then come again on the day two and say, hey, I learned this and I did this to understand this concept. Similarly, let's say you are a web developer. So let's say you decide to build a project. And hey, this is any random example. Let's say LinkedIn clone, right? So day one, you build this design. Day two, you started coding. Day three, you actually ran the application on your mobile or on the desktop. And basically minor details progress update. So what this does is Twitter algorithm is optimized to promote that kind of stuff. So when that content reaches the larger audience, people will know that hey, this guy is working, so they will actually start following you. And when they keep on following you for a long time, they eventually know you. And who knows, one of them might be hiring for someone, right? So build stuff, build it in open, and put your stuff on platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, especially Twitter. So the next most important thing that can help you get a job is open source, right? So I got my job that way. I was doing Google Summer of Code in TensorFlow, and I started contributing. And I contributed for let's say 5 6 months, I think. And then after that, I started giving talks because I genuinely wanted to help people about machine learning and stuff, right? So I got involved with Google developer groups and I started giving talks, and I built my connections. And then when I was about graduating in college, so I messaged some connections and they got me an interview through the mutual connections. So that's how you build your network and get a job interview. And similarly, there are lots of organizations out there for different fields. So if you can just figure out some projects that you are interested into contributing and just start contributing. If you like something, you will actually get yourself interested and you'll start getting leads automatically. Let's say you are interested in cloud stuff, right? So there's something called CNCF. So the community there is very huge. You can get variety of opportunities there, from community to cloud engineer, etc. and developer relations and all. Lots of opportunities there. LinkedIn job as automated that job processes, it eliminates humans out of the loop. The machine system they build for hiring and all, I think that it's not built enough to differentiate the people and understand the people's eligibility and qualifications a lot. And I think there's a huge negative reward for the people of young age and who have less experience. Despite how much talented they are, how much grades they have, it I feel that it doesn't matter. So they go at the bottom of the pile. So build your proof of work, then reach out to your connections and ask them if, hey, if someone is hiring at your company, or so you know someone who is looking for a person to join their team. This will happen if you know the person for a long time and they actually know you. They know your work. So if they know your work, they will vouch for you that hey, I know this guy has been doing like this and he knows his stuff. So it's very important knowing your stuff and letting them know that you know is it's a very powerful thing. If you don't have your proof of work, start doing that right now. If you don't have connections, start making them right now. Start doing cold DMs and don't just directly say, hi, I'm looking for a job. It doesn't work that way. You don't build connection like that. You are just messaging a person randomly and saying that, hey, I mean, it doesn't look good. If you want to build connections, if you follow them on Twitter, reply to their comments. Keep replying on the comments for day 2, 3, 5, 7, let's say 10 days. The person will eventually notice you. Then slide into their DM. Talk about the stuff they do. Talk about the posts that they made. Appreciate them and basically put your thoughts. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, I think that this can be done like that. Or put your opinions that I think that this thing work like that. Sim applies to both Twitter and LinkedIn as well. Start talking to them, make genuine connection. It will help you in the long run. Who knows when the time comes that person might be hiring, even if they are not hiring now, or they might actually help you figuring out a lead and get a job role that is helpful for you. Or if it's not even about the job, who knows, they can actually guide you in your career progress. It's not always about the job. It's about your passion. It's about what you want to do. It's all about, you know, what you might just be good at. So it approach it in more organic way.